the 6th.
Know what? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Here, I'm gonna leave the tab on Ace's stream. Go ahead and turn the screensaver on.
You know, I've already realized a folly. I hope that doesn't start echoing.
Yo, it's the freaking trippy one.
My microphone is much closer to the monitor I use now.
Mm-hmm.
Did not think about that in the slightest. The way of actually hearing the game, though.
Don't come a lamp on. Gonna take a leak.
Oh, the only suckiest part about today is knowing I got to go back to hotspot for a third time tomorrow.
Press cross button to start.
What the fuck?
Press L2 button to enable narration of off-screen text in menus.
Is that the game doing that, or is that my shit doing that? Brightness is fine. That's fine. Yeah, that's better actually. What's the worst with doing action mode?
My true Yarans, I stand before you armed with truth. For too long, our country was stolen by politicians. But you elected a vision, a cure, a road to paradise. Viviro, created by our own brilliant scientists. The most effective treatment for cancer the world has ever seen. Grown within our precious tobacco. Modified with the purest fertilizer. Viviro is the key to rebuild paradise. But our paradise comes at a cost. This our enemies will never understand. Yara did not elect me to do what's easy, but to do what's right. And so, with renewed focus, I must extend the draft to paradise. True Yarans from across our island, chosen to produce enough Viviro to heal the world and save our country. These lucky Yarans will be chosen by random lottery. Even my own son Diego will be drafted tomorrow. Hey, Danny. And like a true Yaran, he turn that shit off with a smile on his face.
Precisamente. Exactly what Castillo wants.
Enough politics, Lita.
You think the draft is only taking true Yarans? It's the outcasts, the poor, orphans like us. He's bringing slavery back from the dead. In Yara, you can't run from this.
Hang on. You ditched us. Ran out to the jungle with a bunch of guerrillas.
Labor's back.
Now you're back here to recruit for Clara Garcia's local crusade. Come on, this is our big goodbye. Danny, fucking say something.
Fuck you.
They got my name wrong. Danny, you could help Libertad. You're trained.
Would have been career military if you weren't such a fuck.
Just come with us, Lita. You never fucking listen, Danny.
Hey, time to go. Who's waiting? Drinks in May.
Dinner in Miami. Coño. Fucking blackouts. Big for blackout.
Fucking packing?
Oye, you know what's going on?
Entered the world. Well, he's dead.
Alejo, get down.
Fuck Castillo!
Alejo!
I mean, shit, they shot him, but what was throwing the fucking bottle and not hitting anybody gonna fucking do?
See. Come on, Danny. Stay close, Lita. We have to get to the boat. Okay, Danny. Get to Miami. We'll say goodbye to Alejo. I promise. Get down here. There's nobody here.
Okay.
We need to get across that square.
They're going to see us.
Can I sprint? Wait.
Soldiers, Rita.
So thank the sewers. Ready, Daniel?
Get in the sewer. Where the fuck are you taking me?
Oh.
This is so fun. Shit. Yeah. When we were kids. ¿Qué coño? So much blood.
Oh, hey, there's a slide. Sweet.
The way out is up ahead.
Good. Go to the wait. Shit. Dead end. Stay with me, Rita. Shit. Rita, zipline. Just like fucking camp. Shit. Yeah. Sorry. I wasn't here. Shit, Rita. Where are you? Torre de Leon. Castillo's fucking castle.
Where did Chris go?
Good question. Oh,
I'm probably
okay.
doing something anyway. I gotta go hit up some people into
Streaming in
Discord.
Discord, but like,
Hmm.
really, Marcos, why you fucking closed
Marcos is closed now?
for online ordering?
Oh.
The boat's over there. Run.
Really, bro? You don't tell me Dante isn't delivering now anymore. Okay. This for delivery up to 6 months.
Almost there. We have to get on that boat.
How far is that? Dante's Iron Bridge.
Do you have any idea what these are worth? Let us know. Quiet.
Directions from my fucking hell.
New friends.
Danny, you're late.
Okay, it's under 6 miles. It's
Where's family?
it's right on the edge. Fuck it.
Was the North Fun?
Alejo's not going anywhere anymore. Come on. Let them on.
Vamos.
Good man.
Closing down. Gracias.
Don't worry about it, chamaco.
Here. That's all I've got.
This isn't right, Danny. We should be.
Bill says 2 liter of soda. Let's go.
Alejo gave you a fucking gift, Mira. We survived.
User joined your channel.
Same as the academy.
Who jump in now?
Oh my god, this dog's driving me crazy.
Bruh.
I still need to book my hotel for Porter.
By the way, I'm streaming Far Cry 6 if you want to watch.
I'm probably gonna download it here.
Bruh, what the fuck? Anybody trying to play Phasmo, though? I'm sorry, I keep asking.
I thought that was tomorrow.
Before he was El Presidente, mi papa loved to fish. He
anymore, Papa.
I have no choice.
Let them go. They can work. Make Viviro.
Truth or lies?
Truth.
They could be good workers. They could help rebuild paradise. But if you wanted them to live, you would have never set foot on this fucking boat. 13 years old. And Diego has such compassion for his people. These fish, they will catch and release.
What just happened?
Vamos, vamos! Dad!
Well, that is a lot of death.
The boat.
The boat.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know. At some
Fire
point,
up the
I'll
AI.
play.
Can't wait for the crash again because this shit's fucked up.
If I really grind out this COD season, I might be able to,
Yep, it died again.
in 2 weeks, be able to.
Rita, I can't find it. Oh, Rita, this is all my fault. My phone. Forget me. My phone.
That, and I'm on shift next month, so I have 3 days on, 3 days off, so I can probably knock out a lot of shit next month.
She's hiding here. Dada.
This thing has bad recoil.
Fuck. It's all here. Take my phone. Follow the code like when we were kids.
Stop it. Rita. Just wait. I'll find help.
No! You give her this. Dada will help you. Don't you get it? You're the lucky one, Danny. You're the lucky one.
Lo siento, Rita.
Yeah, that game's a fucking flaw.
What is? What game is?
Back for Blood.
Oh. Well,
So many dead. Call me. I should look for supplies and get the fuck out of here. Shit. Pistol's empty. Need to find that camp. How the fuck is this thing working? The markings must be the code Lita was talking about.
huh.
The armband must be Libertad.
Double tapping instead of holding the button down. Interesting.
Shit. Better stay quiet.
Like animals. I can smell it in your
Go on you. A patrol.
sweat. It's the stink of betrayal.
We get gear now? Not going that way.
Get to Libertad. Steal a boat. Sail the fuck out of Yara. Oh fuck.
What? Oh.
I've lost the trail. I should go back.
There's gotta be something around here for going off the trail.
Yara must be close. Bad time to be a guerrilla. Been a while since I used one of these. Yara doesn't want visitors. Gonna show your face before you shoot me? I'm Danny, a friend of Lita. You are the only survivor? Answer me. I said, are you the only survivor? See, lucky. Need to know the risks. That's all you have to say? You're here. That's what matters. Just a second, hermana. I'm getting the hell out of Yara. But you're in my camp. I need a place to stay. A few days. Libertad's not charity, hermana. Lita said you'd help. Lita also said you weren't a pussy. Mierda. You're an orphan, see? Funny how friends can be closer than family. Remember, Danny? Castillo has kept you an orphan. Why do you want to run? I watched Castillo order a whole boat of our people shot to death. Get as far away as you can from that psychopath. All of you. When tyranny is law, revolution is order. Putting Bolivar won't save you. It's Pedro Albizu gonna save Yara with library cards. I have a list. Free elections, free expression, free the outcasts. A Yara free of Castillo's. Simple. Simple. Castillo's got, what, 300,000 troops? I count 6 burnt out guerrillas, and you, with a bullet to the leg. You don't believe me? I'll show you. We launched an attack from our base to this island. It was a basic operation. Hit a Viviro tobacco plantation, snatch some fuel, and go home. But Castillo's forces were waiting. Got us down from 60 to 6. You need to get back to your base. Yes, but this island is surrounded by a blockade. We don't have boats, we don't have much gear. And we are not leaving until that Viviro plantation goes up in smoke. But we are guerrillas. regions, municipalities, and landmarks of Yara. You'll get used to it. Now I need to call in some favors with the locals to get us a boat, and you need to go find me Juan Cortez. Who? Someone who can make one guerrilla fight like 1,000. You know I'm gonna get here, right? I'll give you food, a bed, even a goddamn boat to sail to the Yankees. But it's gonna cost you bullets and blood. You can shoot, so shoot. Settle in, and let me know when you want to pay your rent. Danny. Ready to pay your rent? I attacked this archipelago with a man named Juan Cortez. He helped me build Libertad from the dirt. Juan's a spy master from the pre-Castillo days. Can build an ICBM from a goddamn ice cube tray. Pulled off ops for Espinosa, the KGB, then flipped to the CIA and Mossad for fun. Juan is my mentor. He's also unstable and an alcoholic. When shit went south, he was so embarrassed he walked straight out of my camp. Castillo's soldados would love nothing more than to capture a double agent like Cortez. I need him back with Libertad, Danny. He's done with us, but you're a fresh face. Take this earpiece. Juan made them for comms, then head to the village. If I were you, I would check the bar first. Get down to that village and bring me Cortez. I hope for your sake he's sober.
Huh.
Danny, how's the earpiece? Can you hear me okay? Loud and clear. The spy shit works, Clara. I'll give you that. Bien. Keep your gun holstered if you want to stay out of trouble, especially in areas with a lot of soldados. See, I got it. A smart guerrilla picks their battles. Suerte. Should put my weapon away to avoid trouble.
Okay, let me climb up top of this. Oh. Well, that didn't look pleasant.
That looks like a one.
Today we drink in the worst fucking cantina in Yara. Or is in Colombia? Kirat, Chechnya. Leave the bar. Less work for you. De nada. Guapo, you listen. Rule 16. The guerrilleros' revolution never ends. Always another war, another cantina, another ugly bartender.
Juan Cortez?
What do you think gave it away, Guapo? This isn't a fucking zoo, Abuelo.
Lara. Find you.
See?
Please tell me I can have that fucking alligator just chomp on somebody.
I know you.
Don't think so.
Yeah, I know you. It's like I'm looking at a mirror, Guapo.
What are you talking about?
Those eyes, guerrilla. You got a taste. To convince yourself you're a hero, you wake up a junkie, just like Juan Cortez.
This is a fucking waste of time.
Can you whistle?
What?
Nah, you can't whistle.
Oi! Lara, venga.
You fucking rat. You were more dead anyway.
What the fuck?
See, Guapo is in love with you. I ruined the only copy of my book. Bueno, mis socios, vámonos. Once again, we have outstayed our welcome. Okay, we're good. Let's get the hell out of here before the whole fucking army shows up. I'm drunk, but I'm not that drunk.
Right behind you, old man.
I need to stop carrying Shark. Guapo wants to be your friend. Or maybe he just needs to take a dump.
Only one way to find out.
Come on, let's get the fuck out of here.
Good croc.
What?
You handled the gun before. What's your name?
Got a crocodile.
So Clara says you're a legend.
Hello?
CIA.
Hey.
I got more fucking exes than your porn search history. Some men, they break eggs for breakfast. But Juan Cortez, he breaks fucking countries. Hold up. New plan, Danny. Vamos.
The plan is to go back to Clara
Presa and chaser of Resolver. I'm gonna teach you to make shit for weapons. Because making shit for weapons is cool. And it's rule number 9. Always use the right tool for the right job.
You coming with me?
Fuck no. You got Guapo. You can tear shit up with him. But if you want to be sneaky, leave him behind. That cutie loves to make a mess.
Police were here to protect me. Weapon or not, military will shoot me on sight here. What the hell are you going to do with this?
Primo Bond.
Guess this could be useful. This is more like it.
Didn't I just get something new?
Found all your shit, Juan.
Good work, Danny. Now hurry up already. We need to get back to Clara's camp.
That's what I've been saying.
Okay, we got more than enough. Let's get the fuck out of here.
So what's with all this junk? You building something?
Patience, Danny. Rule number 8. The guerrilla knows how to wait. Like a spider. A serial killer. So, how did you get to this godforsaken hellhole?
I was on a refugee ship. We didn't get far.
Yeah. And I came here in a chopper, not maybe a mission of Santuari. Shot straight out of the goddamn sky. No, I mean, what's your story?
Orphanage in Esperanza. Then military. I'm no guerrilla. Just helping Clara out until she gets me off this island.
Rule 20. Once a guerrilla, always a guerrilla.
Enough with that shit.
Too late. The horse is out of the barn, and now the fucking cocaine is all over the kids, Danny. There is no other option.
What does that mean? The cocaine is all over the kids.
And you think Americans want your Yaran blood? The American dream is for Americans, Danny.
You don't quit, do you?
No. Guapo hates quitters.
Coño. If you two are so close, why is he following me?
Guapo goes with those who need him most. Like those therapy dogs in your precious America. You can trust Guapo with your life.
Yeah. Not sure I'm there yet.
You got time.
a journalist who dared call Anton fascista. Now she's an outcast, a slave for his paradise. And she's not the only one, Danny.
Time you learn about resolver, Danny.
I was 6 when I rigged my first bike with a chainsaw motor. The blockade means I have to
I didn't realize everybody else in here was just gone.
That's survival. Resolver isn't just making do with what you have. It's inflicting chaos.
That's why it's so quiet.
with everything you got.
Yeah, everybody muted for some reason.
keep talking.
Was he just not streaming Darkwood tonight?
The guerrilla's best weapon.
Dreaming, he's just, I don't know.
Let's
I
take
think he's just doing one of those streams where he just went on mute. Wait for a while.
No, Vernon's watching it. We're
Alright.
just in the AFK thing. Oh well, I guess.
No offense, but your battle rifle is a little basic. Let's fix that. Rule number 9. Always use the right tool for the right job. Sometimes I lie awake at night asking myself, 1. How can you kill people faster? The answer is soft target rounds. Excellent, Danny. Now you can pop enemy flesh like a ripe watermelon. Okay? Let's look at your other rifle. Let's say your target remembered to wear their helmet and vest today. You're gonna need some armor-piercing rounds.
It's alright.
Thanks!
Stop. Sit. Let's see. What I can put on this?
And go through Kevlar like shit through a goose. Nice! Now you got your own supply of high-velocity war crimes. Let's look at your attachments. Time to make your very first suppressor. This
I gotta
will
find the
protect
damn
back.
compass.
See how easy that was? Now you can silently headshot your enemies like a real asshole. The workbench is your friend, Danny. A friend with benefits. Go ahead, Danny. Get cozy with it.
At least someone can put a suppressor on this goddamn pistol. Do not have the gunpowder to do that. Fuck.
Ah, okay, I gotta go to 8. Go there first.
Can't do any more mods on that either.
Making shit is addictive.
With that workbench, you can build a new Yara.
I don't know, some kid from Esperanza. I don't like the chances out here. I give them another day before they do.
Resolver weapons.
Hola.
Hey,
Be careful around. Danny, want to steal something excessively dangerous? Danny, I've got big plans for you.
I like this guy.
Easy as smoking a cigar on Sunday.
I like this asshole.
Careful with all that hardware.
Oh, she was over here.
What is it?
Damn.
Hey, wake up.
Poked me. I don't know, Richard.
Hmm.
He's got it up
Hey,
in
wake
Discord
up.
if you're gonna.
No, I can see that. Just
Why are you poking me again?
just in case it has to do with anyone here. I don't know.
I mean, if he just didn't want both of us kind of streaming at the same time, I mean, oh well. It's probably for the best to have it separate off.
Yeah.
You can watch mine if you want. It's just Far Cry, although I am still enjoying the experience so far. Be it an hour in. Where's Streamlabs? Where is Streamlabs? Streamlabs is already up. God damn it. What the fuck? Oh. Oh, okay. For a second I thought that was a snake.
By the way, I'm about to start playing Trials of Mana, so I need you to tell me what 3 characters to pick because I am fucking paralyzed with decision.
I don't know the fucking characters in that game. Your guess is as good as mine on that one. I was about to shoot a dog. Wait, I'm stupid. I can ride this horse, can't I? Yo, I can ride this horse!
To give you an idea, so you can at least have an input, you got a Sword Boy, Magic Girl, Priest Child, Beast Boy, the Rogue, and Spear Girl.
I'm stupid. The horse ran into a lake. I did not hear a word you said, by the way. All I heard was Sword Boy.
Fair enough. The characters are Sword Boy, Magic Girl, Priest Child, Beast Boy, the Rogue, and Spear Girl.
Spear Girl,
The
Priest.
Rogue.
Spear Girl, Priest, and Beast.
Yeah, it's a party, alright.
Can I shoot these things? I can feed them. Huh. For once, I'm actually kind of inclined to not shoot the animals when I first see them. Oh, he must be escorting them. Okay. Well, they're not going to be escorting shit anymore. Because... Get him, Guapo. Get him, Guapo. Atta boy. You're free.
Is Guapo the chicken or the alligator?
It's the croc.
Gotcha.
I gotta get this dude to kill 50 people. Can I just shoot those? Or do I have to blow them up? What do I gotta do to destroy those billboards?
The game wants you to destroy billboards.
Yeah.
Rocket launcher.
Don't have that yet. Oh, there's an explosive barrel right there. Maybe. There we go.
Can you drive a car through it or throw a grenade at it?
I don't have grenades yet either. There was an explosive barrel at it.
Gotcha.
Get him, Guapo. Good boy. Good boy. Yes, I know I'm trespassing.
Bet this place has a stash room.
Really? That was it? Just two? There was just two people? We had to be afraid for that?
Are you playing it on PC or PlayStation 5?
PlayStation 5. I wanted to at least try to run this game at 60 frames instead of 30.
Gotcha.
The checkpoint is clear.
Does it have a performance mode and like a, picture mode or?
I would assume so. I haven't really looked in the settings that far.
I'm pretty interested with the Series
Sniper.
S because it runs 1440p or 1080p at like 90
Ooh, sniper rifle.
for the like white one, the new white one, the S.
Yeah.
Which I'm so glad I got that little thing, not even gonna lie.
I'm glad I have it too.
And I paid retail, I didn't pay a dime more. I didn't get scalped, I got it through the base.
Oh, sweet.
Thanks.
So it was $2.99 flat in tax because it was bought from the base.
Oh, you can peek around ledges. Well. You know, maybe one of these days I'll take care of my... Thank you. Maybe one of these days I'll actually attempt again to try and change the battery in that fire alarm. Car? Car? Well,
You trying to hijack a car?
no, I was just trying to make the thing go, and it didn't go for a second. But I can't tell if that's me or the game is kinda iffy on acceleration.
Is it true that some of the tanks are booby trapped?
I don't know. I literally just started an hour ago.
We do the secret ending. It's funny.
How early was that? Just not leaving the building?
It's not like the other games where you have to do some bull crap to get it. I forgot what you have to do.
Oh, okay.
It's not like the other games where you just have to wait, basically.
I remember 4, you just waited in the place and that was it.
Yeah.
4 or 5, you wait.
It's
I don't know if
just
3
funny, 'cause
had
it's like-
one.
The ending is just funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch a video on it.
Mom, I
Remember
found the
that.
collar. See, I'm on my way.
No, there's a reason they gave me a sniper rifle, isn't there? What is it? What is it, Kizzy? What do you need? Come here. Come here. Come here. Okay, hang on. It's a good idea to take breaks every once in a while. You know what? I'll be back in a second. Alright, let's get back into it. The light's green.
I'll probably let it download. How big was the? Well, that's on console. Or never mind.
It's like 80 or 72, I think, on console. Hey, look here. Yeah, because there was like it's like 40 something when you pop the disc in, and apparently there's a 40 gig update.
Gotcha.
So there's a
I'll just, yeah.
I love day one patches.
Oh fuck. Yeah, at least it's
probably not a day one patch. It's probably just because the disc can't fucking put the whole game on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a Blu-ray disc.
Are you going to tell me what I'm stealing?
Oh.
Depleted uranium. Perdón, I thought you just said
I
uranium.
don't feel like playing this.
You heard me.
Alright.
All I know is I burned my last contact in the army tracking it down for Juan.
Kizzy,
US
stop.
military? Is it
I'm not.
everybody?
Kizzy,
Hey,
stop.
show me where it is.
Stop.
First, you
Your
take this
nails
bottle.
hurt.
Trust me, it can save your life. Now I'll take you to the
Double
old Spanish room. They have it locked up inside.
Hey, hey, ho, ho.
Calling a halt, Danny? Conscript or volunteer? Conscript. My number came up, so I did my time. You volunteer. All I wanted to be was a soldier. You know, wear the uniform, serve the country. Found out the only kind of soldier Castillo was is a blind fascist and dictator everywhere. So now you're a traitor. Yeah, and I'm not the only one. There's a guard posted at the watchtower ahead. He's going to let us use it to scout out the he can also give us useful info. What does he want from us? One, not to get his ass shot. So keep your gun holstered or he'll open fire. Two, a little bribe to these double agents will get us military intel. Right. No weapons. Pesos ready. There he is. We got some pesos. What do you know?
Okay, check this out. Here's where you can find some weapons around here.
Hey, thanks.
Sure. Whatever you and Raisa are about to do, I don't want to be around for it.
Everyone's got their price. Not every soldier's a banana. Some are just trying to feed their families. Just remember to put your own food on.
Please tell me I can put a silencer on this. Fucking, I can't. That's right, need gunpowder for that.
I bet Juan's already giving you his right tool for the right job, Doc.
That it? Literally? All of them?
There's the officer in charge. Alvarez has the key to the armory. Careful, Danny. He's higher rank. In Castillo's army, that means he's better trained, quicker with the trigger, and a tough motherfucker. This fort is the most protected base on the island. These soldiers have been issued with body armor and helmets. Nothing armor-piercing rounds can't handle. Use the workbench if you need to craft some, and then go snatch that uranium, Danny. That parachute I gave you will come in handy here. Just don't drop into the middle of the fort, okay?
Well, I pressed it. Circle didn't do anything. Wait, Guapo. Come on, Guapo. Over here.
Yeah, I'll probably let it install. I might get up a little bit earlier tomorrow to let it install. While I'm out running around. Makes the most sense.
Yeah. It's good for multitasking.
Stay here 3 more rounds. And to 17, I should be able to leave here. I got an ammo box, so I'm chilling.
I will get this parachute to come the fuck out, goddammit. Why didn't it work the first time?
Okay, watch yourself, Danny.
Oh, but he's moving. Why are you moving?
2 more rounds up here.
Oh no, I guess I can't just walk in through the front door, though, can I? Or I can, alright. I guess I'll just take this slow then. You are not coming over here.
Over here. Good, Crossman. Got the key to the armory.
Why yell that out loud? Why would you yell that out loud?
What do you yell out loud?
I got the key to the armory! You know, to steal the depleted uranium. They're not all dead yet. Okay, that one's coming.
Bro, imagine you broke into like fucking Area 51 or something, and like everyone, the rest, like the other guy you're going with, sneaking around, he hasn't been caught yet, and then you just yell after him from across the room, "Hey, I got the alien right here!"
I remember when people were actually showed up there, and then like one lady crossed the line and like got in some serious trouble, but everybody else was just chilling. Like one lady crossed the line where all the military police were and shit, and immediately got arrested, but everybody else was just chilling. Like they threw her ass in jail for that one.
Come on, Guapo, get the kill. Come on, Guapo. Come on, Guapo. Come on, Guapo. Come on, Guapo. You got it? Yeah. Good boy, Guapo. Good boy. Bad girl, Kizzy. Bad girl. Can't wait to get to the Tekken minigame. Anybody seen that shit yet?
What?
There's a Tekken cockfighting minigame.
Juan, you didn't fucking tell me I was stealing uranium.
It was supposed to be a surprise. Now bring it back to
Yeah, I knew about the cockfight because I saw some streamers playing. You're like, what the fuck?
stop being such a pussy.
You know, it's too bad it probably isn't, but it'd be funny if the minigame was just a dumbed down version of Tekken.
It is. Like it is. Even Harada, the guy who makes Tekken, said it himself. Damn, this is good.
But does it have like ring outs and everything? Or not ring outs, like transitions?
I don't. Well, not every stage in Tekken had transitions.
I guess not. What I mean is, like, can you fucking carry someone over to the wall as a fucking chicken?
I don't know. We'd have to have to mess around with the game. I'm really afraid of just jumping off this building with the parachute not working.
Actually, just thought something even better. If you 100% the chicken minigame probably doesn't have any like completion or anything, but if it did, 100% the chicken minigame and getting number one in fucking in the
Those
single
vines that
player
we
chicken
climb here.
minigame should let you unlock the chicken as a playable character. The base game.
Well, I'm not walking back all that damn way. Let's see. Need a car. A car around here, right? Can I shoot the lock? Cannot shoot locks. I am sad. Bless you. Is there a boat maybe I can take? Wait, there was a dock on the other side, actually.
It's fucking cold today.
It's the Rona.
It ain't the Rona. I hope. Yeah, probably not.
What's that?
'Cause I got it from my dad, and he ain't have. He didn't get Rona too bad.
Gotcha. It's getting really interesting here, because, like, people are starting to say nah to the Rona vaccine, because they just went out the military.
But wouldn't being kicked out of the military for not getting a vaccine be a really bad way of leaving the military?
Nope.
Oh.
You can still get a job on the outside. It's not like one of those, like, it's not dishonorable. It's just a failure to adapt.
Okay.
But some people that have been around for 3 years are like, yeah, nah, I'm gonna just do that because I can start college sooner, because after you've been in for 3 years, like, you get benefits. There's one person that really didn't want to get it, and, like, they've been complaining that they've been having, like, issues since they got it. It's actually kind of funny. Because they're like, yeah, you made me get this, and now I'm having all these health issues.
I mean,
I don't blame them.
I don't either. That sounds like a good way to finesse.
Nothing pays like the VA claim.
Yep. There's a cave here?
They get mad because people go to mental health at my old base at Beale and say, like, yeah, working here really fucked me up. They start seeing a counselor about a year before they get out. And they're like, yeah, man, this place has really been fucking with my head.
Huh.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of people. I've seen people do a lot of shit.
Do I not have the key for this? I want that crate. The key's got to be around here somewhere, right? Or I can just break that cardboard and get in here. What was in here? The autocrat. A rank 2 pistol. Don't mind if I do. Thank you, Kizzy. I can't unlock this from the other side.
Epic.
Epic.
Game show.
Epic.
What? Huh, so I could have snuck in this way. Good to know. Oh, guess I'm taking the long way back. If only I had a boat.
Go. Don't worry. I'm a friend. Yeah.
Danny, you got the uranium?
See, still want to know what he's going to do with it.
If I know Juan, you're about to get a fucked up surprise. See you back at camp.
Go, go!
Oh, that's right, you can't do the phone. Better.
Let's go. That's it. Whoa! Go. Go.
Damn, this horse don't give a fuck about what's in front of it. Damn, this horse don't give a fuck about what's in front of it.
Help me!
So, a flamethrower named the Tostador, and a rocket launcher named the Exterminator.
Come on, Danny, the workbench is right there. Supremos are just simple tools. Let's take a look at that Supremo. The special ingredient that makes this all happen is Supremo Bond. Pick a gadget, Danny. This is a safe space. There's no wrong answer here.
Throwing knife! Gimme!
Go talk to Clara. Time to give that Supremo a workout. What do you? Why do I look like a fucking theater priest? I can't predict the future. But history is on our side. And history will never stop the bullet. Even if we get through, Castillo's... Now go talk to Clara. Time to put that Supremo to use, guerrilla. He's better than waiting for them to find us and kill us. Well, that brings you down. Rest for my opinion, sir. Again. Rest for my opinion, sir. Again. Well, try for a call.
Oh, hey, co-op's now available.
The fuck is a kilometer?
What?
No, that's a big crook.
What are you barking at?
Got a job for you. I don't need to tell you that Viviro is the lifeblood of Castillo's regime. He's built work camps to produce it all over Yara. These plantations use outcasts as slaves to grow the tobacco plants they turn into Viviro. These are our people, Danny. Beaten, tortured, sprayed by poison chemicals. There's a camp on this island. We tried to destroy it when we invaded. We failed. Now, we're going to finish the job. William is waiting for you at a camp. Hit that slave camp hard. Suerte. Oye.
by spirits. I don't want any part of that shit. I wish you luck, compay.
Gracias, gracias.
Treasure guarded by spirits, huh? Alright. I'm game.
Something mysterious about this cave. I haven't seen triada symbols since I was a kid.
I feel stupid. I thought this was a golden toilet. Kizzy!
Help her, God.
Didn't think you'd show. Listen, I'm not gonna bullshit you. I wanted to do this alone, but Yara gave me an order.
I can handle myself.
Don't give a shit. So could Lita. She should be here right now, but instead, I get you.
And I'm supposed to be in Miami, but instead, my two best friends are dead, and I'm stuck here with you. So, truce?
Enough talk. Step 1, we hit the tobacco. Step 2, we destroy their poison supply. Step 3, we get the fuck out of here. And Castillo gets a nice pretty message from Libertad.
Got it.
Gas mask and gloves. Oh. Already equipped, I guess?
Yes. That's it.
I have to put that on, don't I?
Using the right protective gear in the right situation keep you alive.
Yeah, right tool for the right job. Hearing that a lot lately. Listen, Julio. Lita was like a sister to me.
She shouldn't have been on that fucking boat. She died because of you.
No. Anton Castillo killed Lita. If I could do anything, it would be me dying on that beach. Lita was a better person than I could ever be. And if she loved you, well, that just says a lot about who you are.
Look, you and I were in this. You need to know what the poison is.
You mean that shit they spray on the leaves?
Its real name is PG-40. We call it the poison because it fucks up your system. Get it on your skin. It can make you go sick, like deep down sick. And if that doesn't work, the cancer that grows inside you will.
Coño.
So you're military. What's this on? What's your thing?
I'm good with guns. We get along.
What's the thing? That gear I gave you is fire poison. Gary has the gear that fits their style. Out of this situation, where they get themselves killed. This is a good place to scout it.
Right behind you.
Let's see what we're up against.
Guapo, move.
Up here, dale.
Should disable the alarm.
See the pit of tobacco and the yellow poison tanks.
See.
Punch holes in the tanks to let the poison out into the air. Fun fact, poison and fire make a hell of a mix. Big boom. Same idea with the fumigators. They're hard to kill, but they can't take the heat. You've got a flamethrower. You've got that Supremo. Time to fuck up all this computer bullshit. You know, Lita and I had a ritual. Psych us up before battle. A song.
Hit me.
El movimiento de libertad. Oh, bella ciao, bella ciao. Bella ciao, ciao, ciao.
For Lita.
For Lita. Let's make some chaos, Danny. Shit.
Got to be careful.
God, it's so satisfying to land a headshot in this game. Boy, I hope this song ain't copyrighted.
Oh, get away from here! I could swear I hear music. Run before you get hurt! Try it on!
Doesn't want to work these.
Getting there!
My cousin wants to see how long tomorrow we can call the same scammers, so they want to fucking rip our heads off.
Oh, okay. That's what that does.
This Remo is fucking perfecto!
If she needs a recharge, the Supremo loves them from soldados. It's fun like that.
I swear, what is this dog even barking at?
Alright, I'll catch you guys later.
See ya, man. Have a good night.
Disconnected from your channel.
What? Well.
Look, we should move. That was a hell of a light show, and they're going to see the smoke.
We work well together.
See? Listen, if you were good with Lita, you're good with me. Gracias, Danny. Meet you back at camp.
It's only 9 o'clock. I'll be right back. Can't ignore that for too long. Come here. You want there, don't you? You want there. There you go. Good girl. Oh. There. Not cold anymore. Here you go. Alright. Let's get back to this. Oh, you can trade materials that you don't need?
Clara, I hope you can see the smoke from where you are. You struck a blow against Castillo today. I hope Julian wasn't too rough on you. He's hurting, but okay. I think Lita would be smiling right now. Nanny, there's someone I want you to meet. His name is Benito. He's a local fisherman, which means boats for Libertad. He lives on the east side of Casas Cove. Always got time to make new friends. You're building bridges for me, Danny. It's your gift. We need Benito. Talk to him.
Gotta say, kind of like horseback riding. Feels nice.
Come on. Whoa. Vamos.
Well, that was easy.
That's a good horse. Let's go!
realized I had my speakers muted or whatever.
I mean, it's almost like most aren't here anyway.
Where are they? Are they all watching a movie or something?
Oh,
No.
Chris is streaming, I thought. But he just muted here. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
he is.
Man, headshots are so satisfying in this game.
I don't think he's streaming.
Did he stop streaming Darkwood?
He's not streaming on Discord, and
He
he's
was
not
streaming on Discord and it ended for some reason.
and not like in stream mode on here either.
Oh, okay. Cause he's just been gone ever since I started streaming Far Cry 6.
Stay strong.
I got special prizes just for you.
Ooh, you know, I don't have a shotgun yet. But I don't have the pesos for it either.
Hang on, my cat's just knocked something out. Hold on.
Over here, my friend. There's a giant hawk that swam all the way from Anton's fucking zoo on the island. Kill it, guerrilla. Help these people.
Gracias.
Anti-aircraft site. Alright.
Let's go.
Now's our chance. Hurry.
Okay. Whenever Josh gets in here, I'll show you all some interesting images that we took today.
At the lab?
Yeah, we made the first set of polycarbonate microneedles and took an image of them in SEM. I'm fairly sure they're the first ones ever. Flexible microneedles.
Why is your head so small? Turn the fuck around, horse. There. Jesus Christ. In an attempt to kill a soldier, I ended up somehow accidentally headshotting just a random person driving down the side of the road.
User joined your channel.
Hello.
I was about to say, is that Josh?
Yes, it is.
Indeed.
We just made them today. Or, well, we made them a few days ago. We just took images of them in SEM today. We sputtered platinum, like a 200 nanometer platinum layer on them and put them in SEM.
Fair enough.
And I also did some experiments, which I can show you the result of in a second. It's probably going to be easier if I just screen share, in all honesty.
Makes sense to me.
Oh, you know, they also they put my regular email back
Now Clara calls me begging for
now.
more recruits.
What?
I'm a
They
pirate.
put my regular email, like my non-alumni email back now, and so they started redirecting all of my emails back to that, which is
Oh.
really annoying because I was checking my email yesterday and I was like, why am I not getting any emails? There's no way, like, I'm not getting anything. After like I got stuff up to like 6 a.m. and then after that it was all like not. And then I finally checked the other one and it was there. Let's see here.
Clara wants us to help Libertad. Here, Rosario. Show the army we won't go down.
I'll share my screen. At least as we see to do here. Okay. Find it now. So I actually have a couple of things if you want to see them.
Yeah, sure.
So
Tell me where the fuck you're at. I see.
in the Discord.
I need to wait a sec.
Actually, I can just go through a lot of pictures here of basically the 40-minute presentation I gave earlier today.
Lemon.
Is
'cause we
that
didn't have
Marcus
to
from
do it before
Borderlands?
it. What?
The voice acting I'm hearing right. Oh, please don't knock me off.
Okay, so let me start here. That'll be easier. This.
Did I get the?
So.
How did I do this?
Okay, so I'll just go through these first. Bless you. Does anyone else want to see? Well, I'll get to the other ones in a second. So this is from William and Mary of our aluminum nitride strip. They have one. It's a copper. I think it's 30 microns of copper and then 20 microns of copper and then 230 microns of aluminum nitride on top. So this is the deck tack measurement of it. It's a profilometer. So this is of the copper plate. And you can see the huge
Rich, you
bend in
seeing
our
this
plate
shit?
here.
No. Unless you mean
Josh, can you see it?
Katie's
Say what?
No, I was talking about how I'm dangling this horse's ass over the goddamn bridge,
you know,
So this is
Screen?
yeah.
defying
Yeah, I see
gravity.
This is like a profilometry measurement. This is of one of the plates we have. So this is where you can see how there's a huge bend in the middle.
right, that's a
Like this is 112 microns. This is negative 50 microns. So
Right.
it's like a 70 micron
Difference.
difference in there, which is not ideal, but we'll figure that out later. This isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
That's just profile. This is the roughness of the nitride side, the aluminum nitride side, which is a little bit more raw. It's like 2 to 3 micron roughness variance across here, which is not ideal. We want it to be less than 1, but and I thought you'd think this is interesting. A deck tack basically runs a needle over, like a really fine needle at a certain resolution over
Yeah,
these
I've
things.
watched a video on it before.
So that's what this is.
Hmm.
This is with a
Why
we're
is
gonna
it not square?
because this is a zoomed in picture. They haven't sent us the raw data yet, like they said they were going to do 2
Zoomed
days
in
ago.
picture? Why would that make it unsquare? Unsquare? What? No, basically, why are all the pixels not square? They seem to be rectangles.
Because
Which wouldn't make sense, I don't
this
think.
is the X resolution, and this is Y. So this is like 1 micron Y resolution, or something like that, versus like 10 micron, or well, I guess more than that X resolution.
Oh.
So like it does a
It doesn't
set of steps
sample
here, and then it
the-
scoots over a certain amount and goes
Oh,
down
okay,
this
so
way.
it doesn't sample it like in a proper, I guess, grid. It's more of a rectangular grid.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, right. Fair enough.
You just did it. So we're going to redo this actual measurement with, because this tells us, you know, the surface roughness, but it doesn't really tell us anything about the peaks itself. So we're going to redo it with like a probably 50 micron probe and try and figure out how wide these things are. Because if it's, you know, straight up and down, like a, you know, like a really tall, like really sharp
On the other side.
needle type shape, is going to be different than if it's just like a long hill.
Hmm.
And it's the same thing. So this is a fun part. So we were trying to experiment a little bit. I went to talk to one of the people who does more fabrication than I do to see if he knew of any photoresist that you can grow up to like 20 or spin up like a 25 micron layer. Because we need a fairly thick layer to deposit our aluminum in for the micro rings, which is not normally done. So there are photoresists you can buy that'll do it. You know, 25. I don't know, 50, 100 micron. An SU8's one of those was pretty common, and we have, but the problem is you can't take it back off. It's really, really hard to dissolve, like almost impossible to take off. So we're trying to find one that's a positive photoresist that we can spin on it, fairly high sides or fairly high depth, but also give us a good coating, because most of them only are rated up to like 14 or 15 microns at like 1,000 RPM, and usually don't go less than that. So we tried. Are you like sneezing or?
I got a
something in your
cold.
background? Oh,
Sniffling right.
okay. Just making sure. Oh, I'm like going crazy. So this is from last night. I went to go ask him, and he was like, "I don't know. Let's find out." So this is AZ 9260 or 9620. I can't remember. Which is normally like these are both pretty easy to remove, and they're pretty general use photoresist. Because we could buy like AZ Loft 2070 or like 416 blah 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 NX 416, but like those are like $700 or $800, and there's no point in doing that for like one project. I mean, we could if we really had to, but it's not ideal. We can just use something we have.
A single, I guess, a bottle of photoresist, or
Yeah.
what do you mean by?
Yeah, a bottle, like a 1 liter
Okay.
bottle, basically.
Oh, later to later, I guess. How much do you normally use per disc?
This
roughly
is
speaking.
like 2 milliliters, probably.
You're not good in smaller quantities?
You can, but it's not cheap still.
Fair enough.
I mean, you can
I
special
assume
order
I
it.
was gonna say at a certain I mean, technically, I don't know how many times you need to do it, but
I mean, I think the smallest one that I've ever seen offered is usually about 200 milliliters. That's still expensive, and you
Sure,
may or
that
may
would
not be able to
still
get
be-
that for more specialized photoresist, and it may just
Fair
be
enough.
expensive to get that.
fair enough.
So, because both the ones I talked about earlier are special order ones, they're not
Hmm.
normal ones necessarily. This is something that's pretty common. That's why
Aye.
we have a bunch of it. So we experimented a little bit. This is not meant to go on. We ran at 500 RPM for a minute and then baked it. This is not meant to do that. This does about you can do 2 layers of this, but it's a pain to do to get up to that layer. But this is only meant about like probably 12 micron layer height.
Are you
at
trying to
1,000
get a
RPM.
layer height that's particularly thick?
So,
is that
yes.
correct? Okay.
25 microns is very, very thick. Usually you only do, I mean, depending on what you're doing, 5 to 10 micron at the most.
Right, fair enough.
You spin it on a spinner, and you put a little bit in the center, spin it,
I
and
know.
it spreads out at a certain thickness.
Yeah,
So-
I didn't realize that the thickness in this case was. I didn't realize that
It's
that
not
25 was thick.
It's
mostly
not
because
common
I
to
just
do it
don't
that
have
thick.
the numbers.
Yeah, you very rare. So you can do this with multiple layers, but it's difficult and doesn't work very well.
Fair enough.
And so this was us trying to do it in a single layer, and it did not work. Obviously, actually, when we did this, he was like, "I've never seen that happen before." This was way too thick. It didn't go on right.
It is kind of impressive that it's so fucked up.
Yeah, it shouldn't
I
have
don't
done
really know how something ends up so fucked up, especially since it's being spun at.
that.
I don't even know what
this
RPM, but stupid RPM.
It looked 500 RPM, which is 500 RPM is really low. Usually,
Oh.
you do 1,000's usually the lowest you go, and that gives you the thickest that most of them are rated for.
Why were you spinning it at only 500?
To try, because that gives us a really thick coating, because it doesn't spread it out quite as much. So I
And
mean,
this is also going to sound kind of stupid. Are there any thickeners you could add to your photoresist?
I mean,
Sorry, well I say thickener, something that
some kind of additive
temporarily
changes the
thickens
color.
the solution.
I mean, theoretically you could do it, but no one does that because I don't know if. I mean, I'm assuming
I
you
imagine
could,
that
but,
gets into a very experimental territory.
yeah, I don't know if that's really feasible, to be honest.
'Cause obviously, if you were doing something like, for example, if you wanted to thicken water, you could add something like that.
Yeah, I mean, you probably could, but
Yeah, it would get experimental.
like I say, yeah, it's not normally. I mean, this is experimental enough that's difficult to do because you don't generally
Yeah.
know what goes into these things. They don't make it public for other than MSDS.
Yeah.
So obviously that didn't work. So normally you'd spin it in a range of like 1,000 at the slowest, and then usually you do 4,000 or 6,000 RPM or something, depending on what photos you're using. So that's when it looked like we took it off, which is not It looked fine before we put it on there. As soon as we put it on there, it bubbled like this, and it just didn't work.
Wait, so is this pre or post, I guess,
Post bake.
curing, drying?
So what you normally do is you spin your photoresist, you do a pre-bake, and then you, depending on how you do it, then you can expose it. You can do a post-bake, whatever. So a lot of them you just do it, like spin it, bake it, and expose it.
Right.
So this was after the first bake, pre-bake, technically.
So interesting.
It
I
doesn't-
assumed it didn't look like that pre.
No, it did not look like that before we baked it, but you have to bake it for it to work.
I guess. Do you have a theory about why it's happened? Because I'm guessing
So-
it seems like it was so thick that the force of the what's the term where the surface tension, I guess, started to take over.
Basically, what we did, and one of the assumptions, actually, I talked to Dr. Atkinson about this because he's like the guy who's been doing microfab for 30 years
Mm-hmm.
in here, and he had some, because Ben and I were talking to him, he had some ideas, because what you normally do is you take this, you put it on a hot plate, basically, straight on a hot plate.
Fair
So
enough.
he said if you did it in an oven with like a, near vacuum or slow, low oxygen,
Hmm.
it would probably work a lot better at high thickness because you're doing it a lot slower. He guessed that it was
Yeah.
because we were putting it on the hot plate and such a sudden change in temperature at the bottom and not the top, especially in a photoresist. It's not meant to be
And
this
is
thick.
it a particularly even hot plate? Because I can imagine that causes
Those
problems
are
as well.
fairly even because they kind of have to be.
Yeah, well,
They're like nice hot plates,
yeah, it
and they're
does-
like externally controlled.
yeah, I don't know if it particularly has to be even. I guess it kind of does.
For
I don't know.
for photoresist baking, I mean, it doesn't have to be like perfectly even, but it has to be relatively so.
Yeah,
And
it's
there are
fair.
like alignment marks on there, so you can get it aligned
Oh,
properly
okay.
and evenly.
Then yeah, I imagine it's fairly even at that point.
I mean, I don't have any quantification for that, but I know that
I'm
it is.
sure it is. Technically, if you want quantification, but you could see if anyone in your lab had a
FLIR camera.
thermal
We
cam.
have
Should be able to
some
tell
of
you.
those actually, we could do that. I just
Pretty
borrowed
easily.
Jonathan's FLIR camera.
I don't think it would do
That's
you
getting-
good in this case because I'm sure it's fine. But
Speaking of that, remind me to tell you about their transparent antennas later that they were doing today. That was kind of cool, but I'll get to that in a little bit.
yeah.
So this didn't work, obviously. We're not going to do this. It's way too thick. It's not meant to go that thick. So, oh yeah, see, here's what I meant. This is it's externally controlled. It's got external temperature controller and whatnot.
For sure.
And this is the top of the spinner. That's the spinner control, blah, blah, blah. So then we used 4620. This is why I can't remember the names. One of them's 620 and one of them's 260, and I cannot remember which is which.
I mean, it's fine.
So I think this is...
I don't think I'm gonna report you to the photoresist police for fucking up your
4620
terminology.
or 426, whatever. This is also meant to be about the same as this. It's only rated to go up to 14 microns at 1,000 RPM. But we did it at 500 RPM for a minute, and it looked a lot better. I mean, there was some edge bead that came in, but when we baked it, but this is pretty good. So-
Actually, here's another thing that came to mind. Could you also theoretically just dip one and just let it kind of sit?
So you can actually do that. It uses less photoresist than spinning usually because you swing some
Really?
off,
Oh, I guess fair enough.
and if you dip it, it just goes back in. But that's not normally the way it's done because it doesn't get a very even coat.
I imagine you need a very flat surface to get a proper
it requires
even coat.
slightly more specialized equipment, and if it works if you're just only ever using one photoresist or like manufacturing or something, because then you don't have to use a lot and you can dip it in repeatedly every time. But for us, where we use a lot of different ones, it's not a very good method because you'd have to dump all of it back out and change buckets or whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that's why we don't know. And in all honesty, you don't. Most people just use spinners because they work
I
well.
imagine so, but since you're trying to get it thick, that's where that idea came in. Because I imagine it would be a thicker layer if it's not being spun and just dipped instead.
Maybe, but in all honesty, maybe not.
Yeah, I suppose it depends on viscosity and things like that.
So this, we don't have one of those either. So
Do
this
you
is
need
really
one?
fun.
I was just saying literally dip it like you would
Um,
anything.
Man,
tub.
fuck these
So
trees.
I could, but I'd have to dump a bunch of photorealism down and put it back in.
Well, technically, you could also just dump it onto the platter
Well-
and kind of like that old experiment with the penny. You
I mean,
put as many drops as you
look.
can on the penny. It's not scientific, but it's fucking hilarious. Actually, it could be scientific if you use a graduated cylinder.
But I'm not going to do that. This is the proper method to do it.
Fuck
The way
my.
we're trying to do it.
Anyways,
And the other problem is photoresist is somewhat UV sensitive and also needs to be kept cold.
I think.
So if I dump it all out into a bucket and dip this thing in it, I'm going to use a
You don't
crap
need to
ton
dump
of
into a bucket. Like I said, you can just do the penny method.
it. Whatever. This is the way we're supposed to do it, and I'm going to get fussed at if I do it another way.
Yeah, well,
Because this
experimentation.
is generally the best way to do it.
Sure, I understand why, but spinning does get a very even coat and all that good stuff. Anyways,
And the other thing is, these photoresists, their data
Oh, my
sheets
tank is
come with
disabled.
spin curves.
fair
So
enough.
it'll tell you exactly what thickness you'll get. I mean, obviously plus or minus a little bit, but it'll tell you
Sure.
effectively exactly what thickness you'll get at certain RPM for a certain period of time. This is the normal way to do it for a reason.
Mhm.
It's very predictable, it's repeatable, and it gets a very, very even coating.
Sure.
Where's my record server again?
So what we did is, that's a blurry picture. It's hard to get. It's hard to get it to focus on these because it focuses on the reflections of lights.
Yeah, you would have to go
It's
with
like trying to
manual focus instead of autofocus.
That's what I did with the other ones. These I took too quickly and I didn't check them afterwards, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah, fair
I
enough.
had the other pictures. So we took this, the good one, shattered it, broke it up, whatever. I mean, we did it properly, scored it, broke it into a small piece so we could put it in the SEM and check the height. So basically, we took a really small piece, put it upright, like on the side profile in the SEM, and took a picture of it. So I think it's in here. I don't remember which one. So here we go. That's okay. There's too many files here. I don't know why it's giving me the text file. So this is from the SEM. So you have the silicon where we broke it,
Hmm.
the blurry crap in the background, and then you have the photoresist. So
Fair enough.
the lines in here are just because of it absorbing the electrons because it's photoresist.
Fair enough.
So this, I haven't actually taken the time to measure it, but just eyeballing it against the scale,
Mm-hmm.
this is
Looks
50
pretty
microns. It's
thick.
probably around 25 microns, which is exactly what we wanted.
Hmm.
And so we took images. That's why there's multiple of these images, because these are at different positions to make sure it was uniform. And like I said, I haven't actively measured them because we just took these at 4:30, and I just got back.
Yeah.
But it seems to be pretty even across it. This crap is just because we wiped it off because it had some silica dust on it before we put it in. So that's just garbage. They look pretty good.
That's good. Yeah.
And that's about what we wanted. So if that's fairly easy to do and fairly repeatable, then it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
1.5K magnification at the one of them. So
That says 1.5K magnification. I guess that's an absolute magnification.
yeah.
Okay.
So when you have 10x magnification.
Yeah. Basically, when I say that, I meant, I don't know if that's the right term, but I'm saying it's, if it was optical, what am I trying to say?
Yeah, it's based on optical measurements. Or an equivalent.
Yeah, it's the same type, the same idea.
Yeah. So what you actually came for are the microneedles, which I gotta find, which I don't remember which folder it is. I think it's this one. Yeah. Actually, you know what? I'll show you the optical pictures first. That's gonna make a little more sense. So, okay, these are at certain points. So this is the optical microneedles. So these are the actual microneedles, and not the mold like I showed you last time. So this is platinum coated. Like I said, about 100 and something. I think it's 200 nanometers platinum sputtering. So these are the microneedles themselves. And then the platinum, which has some weird effects. So we measured them, They're about pretty even, pretty good. You can kind of see the tips of them here.
Yeah, why does it look like... Why does the platinum look like that?
To be honest, I'm not sure. I think it's you'll probably be able to see in the SEM image better because the way we sputtered it, it didn't get a uniform like flat coat. And this is it reflecting the light, refracting the light, whatever, from the optical microscope. That's my assumption. And also, when we first looked at this, because you can probably see it better in this picture's okay. There's a difference here for some reason. You can see this visually too, and I was looking at it trying to figure out why it looked different because it had that on the other things too. I think it must be a height difference, but it's odd.
I would assume so. It looks like a slope.
But you can see it on the
almost as if one side must.
Well, okay.
Well, I don't know if
I can tell you part of it. The reason this is out of focus like this way is because our substrate is not completely straight.
Honestly, I can't see your mouse, so.
Okay, from left, like bottom left to top right is out of focus because it's slightly bent because of the way our mold was.
Fair enough.
But this actually like difference where it's darker on the right and lighter on the left on the base is from our original silicon microneedles, and I'm not 100% sure why. I think it's a difference in height, but it's very abrupt and but it's not really obvious on the SEM. So, and like you can see it visually on the mold, you can see it on the PC microneedles, you can see it on the silicon microneedles. I'm not sure why it's
obviously
there.
It must be a difference in height at that point, unless.
I guess.
I mean, unless you've taken the measurement and noted the same distance.
Well, if you look at it on the SEM, you can't really see it all. I guess we didn't look at this part too much on the SEM, so.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'd have to look at it myself later.
You have more data than I, of course.
And originally when we were looking at these, you see these like things here around them. When we were looking at that on the mold and on here, we thought that was a trench around it, and we were trying to figure out how the heck that could, because that's not on the silicon microneedles. Yeah, the silicon microneedles is silicon and then straight up, basically column microneedle. We saw this on the PDMS mold with the optical microscope, and we were trying to figure out what the heck it was. We thought it was a trench, looking at it, because we could only see it from this angle. So it was fairly uniform. That's what we found, blah, blah, blah. So this is about somewhere between 200 and 300 microns in diameter.
You said this was platinum coated, right?
Yes.
Wouldn't that also coat the microneedles externally with platinum?
So these are not the hollow ones; these are solid ones.
Still on the outside of the microneedles.
But yes.
Up the spire, I suppose. Would be coated with platinum.
It covers everything. The platinum sputtering coats every single thing in about 200 nanometers. The platinum.
Okay.
Which is what we wanted.
Fair enough.
So we thought these were trenches. That's what it looks like. And we were trying to figure out what happened, and maybe it overran a little bit, or if there were like bubbles in the mold or something around the needles. But what we found actually when we put in SEM today is that they are these things. It's like ramps up to the needles. Okay. So, which explains it. But I think that must be from our molding process where it just didn't get all the, it had something in there.
When you're molding, I gotta imagine it's gonna be difficult to not have that happen.
And in the other, like in the silicon ones, it's sharp lines. I saw the old pictures of them, but I don't have them. But so this is the platinum coated polycarbonate microneedles.
I see, yeah.
And it has this little thingy here.
I don't know, I guess obviously it's not what you're going for, but in a way, from a structural integrity standpoint, that would be better.
I mean, in all honesty, it's not a big deal. And even on the hollow ones, actually, it might be beneficial because you still get
it will make them stronger from left and right.
Yes, you just got to make sure it's not too long that it prevents it from going in well.
Yeah, because obviously you might have to make them even longer to compensate if that was a desired effect.
Our design was 200 microns. Somewhere between 200 and 300 microns long, because that's enough to penetrate the stratum corneum, the top layer of skin into the dermis. It's called? I think so.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it is into the dermis, where
you know more than I.
That layer prevents a lot of drug absorption, whereas the dermis is where the stuff is absorbed. So that's why we made them that length specifically, but we may have to make them slightly longer if this is taking up a third of the bottom.
Yeah.
But so these are the first polycarbonate microneedles that I've come across that I know of.
Oh, they made a polycarbonate?
Yes.
Oh, well.
So yeah, we had the silicon ones that we molded into PDMS, and that's what I showed you last time was the reverse mold of the PDMS in the optical microscope. And then we melted polycarbonate into the PDMS molds and pulled them out to make these, which are polycarbonate copies of the silicon ones.
Interesting.
That's what, so because they're flexible and they're, you can make a crap ton of them. This is all from one silicon mold. We made 10 of these.
Is polycarbonate strong enough to penetrate the skin?
Yes.
Okay.
It is. It's. We haven't done testing on the actual structural integrity of it, but from our like stress calculations and whatnot, and just in general, it should be strong enough to. Now, it's not a guarantee, but
does polycarbonate suffer from? I say suffer from. I know some plastics actually require tempering.
So
because they can have a difference of, I guess how they can work hard and things like that.
So we actually, when we made them, we made it slightly differently. So we had a lower heat cycle at first for, I don't remember the exact numbers. We had a lower heat cycle for I think 4 hours or something, and then we turned up the heat a little bit for like 6 hours when we were heating up the polycarbonate and the PDMS to kind of give it a better structure and degas it and make sure it's stable. I don't remember the exact details, but I can show you later.
Yeah, fair enough.
So overall, they're pretty good. When we were doing this, I said, "Can you just get one?" And he zoomed into it. Look familiar?
Right.
And then I was like, "Can we just get one of just the tip?" And there were 3 of us doing this because we were imaging 2 different things. So yeah, this is what I meant by the
that
weird
weird
straight. That's just because of the way the sputtering is. It doesn't go on flat necessarily.
Does it not?
I mean, you can make it, but this was
I hate these horse
done
controls.
different. This was done in different ways so that it was done quickly and it didn't have to be perfect.
Cheap and fast.
Yeah, basically.
Fair
Because
enough.
we're not. It doesn't matter really to us how good this coating is, as long as it covers everything and it's there. It doesn't matter if it's smooth. There are ways to make this smooth and do it smoothly, but for us, it didn't matter.
Right.
So yeah, that's a needle with a fairly sharp point. And you zoom in on just the tip. And so
yeah, what's hilarious about this is if you were to show this to someone and be like, "Yeah, that's a sharp point," they'd be like, "No, it ain't."
Yeah,
but
you
at
realize
10,
it's about
10
30
microns, that
wide.
thing is really fucking sharp.
Yeah. It's tiny. Like really tiny. So this is if I remember correctly, somewhere around 18,000 times magnification. Just for reference. This scope I think can go to about 2,000 or 3,000. Probably 2,000, 2,500. This one only has a few microns resolution. We have an SU70 that can do like nanometers resolution, but it's a lot more of a pain to set up. This one's really easy, and it's a little tabletop unit actually. So we did have some that didn't really work well, and we took a picture of this. We're not going to necessarily show this one off as results, but it's going to be for us to figure out what happened. So there was a section here, I'm assuming from the way we peeled it off, where it did have a trench around it, or ones that kind of broke or deformed. We're not sure yet if those broke off when we took them out, or if they just didn't form completely in the first place. Like, these probably didn't form completely in the first place.
Yeah.
Judging by it doesn't look like there's anything there. But these may have broken off at some point. We're not 100% sure.
Yeah,
and
maybe.
We're not sure what this is from. And my guess is this area right here was probably a rip or gap when we pulled it off. Or where it just didn't. This may have been in the mold. I'm not sure. We've only imaged one of them so far, so
yeah.
We're not 100% sure if this is consistent across them. But it's there. But we have a lot of these, and most of them are relatively sharp. I mean, some are sharper than others, but overall, they're pretty well, pretty good shape. If I remember correctly, we made this is a 40 by 20 matrix of them. So, but it was a pretty interesting day. We had a lot of good results, and I'm not complaining for multiple projects.
Yeah.
So, next week we're going to start fabrication of the hollow ones. We were testing the mask. That's why I got to go in tomorrow and make sure the mask is working right for our test etching. We may have to go to UVA to etch the hollow ones. I'm not sure. But I was pretty happy when we saw these images.
Well, yeah. Seems to be going pretty well.
Because this is at least a few weeks of work, if not more. It's probably about a month worth of work to get to this point, just from having the silicon microneedles in the first place. I mean, we're going to send this off for testing in the chemical engineering department because they wanted to do something. I don't remember exactly what next week, but we got good results for both projects, and that was pretty good news.
Indeed.
The thing is, I didn't have these results until after our meeting, though. It's a little bit annoying, but still good. So I can't complain with so much.
Indeed.
And then I don't have the thing about the antennas in here, but so they were doing a project earlier today where they had a piece of glass basically, and they printed using a special type of printer a doped translucent ink onto it
conductive as well.
Yes, in the shape of an antenna. And then they annealed it in a furnace for a while and brought it back and looked at it in the microscope, and it worked kind of, but not very well because the dopants, they think they didn't get very good conductivity, not as much as they were expecting, and they're assuming this just happened like before I left this afternoon or this evening. That it's because of the glass that was used is not very high quality glass and has a lot of impurities. They think there may have been some reaction when they heated it. They had it at 650 C for a while in the alloying furnace.
Fair enough.
And they think that it may have had some reaction with the dopants.
What type of glass were they using?
Just random
I would have
glass
presumed.
sitting around.
Oh, I was gonna say I would have presumed that they would use like a microscope slide, but because those are extraordinarily flat, inconvenient,
they just
cheap.
did it on a piece of random glass, cheap random glass, flat glass. They're gonna redo it on a piece of nice pure glass.
Yeah, I assume they would do it on a pure piece of quartz glass.
Yeah, that's the next plan is to do it on quartz or something along those lines. Like I said, this was just a test to see if it worked.
Yeah, seemed to work well.
Kind of worked.
I'm going loud now.
I'm not a part of that project. I just happened to be in the lab with Jonathan.
Disconnected from your channel.
Is that Richard?
Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, I guess he was done for the night.
I think so. I don't remember saying anything.
Oh, it's a security camera.
Josh, do you find this stuff interesting, or do you not care?
I do. More.
Okay. Because
You're more than welcome to share the nerdy shit.
Yeah,
Talk nerdy to me, baby.
Some people don't like hearing about this kind of stuff or don't care, but I figured you would probably be pretty interested.
Yeah, it's neat.
I mean, I'm interested in. I'm just also doing something else at the moment.
Fair enough. Well, you didn't see any pictures, did you?
No, I'm still playing Far Cry. It's probably the last bit I'll do for this night and stop streaming. 6.
There was something else I was going to say. Oh yeah, if you want to, I can really show you what my presentation was today because there was a little bit more to it than that.
Is it? Oh.
This is with most of the details.
Hmm.
I'm not gonna like present the whole
Oh
thing.
yeah,
Either.
why did you choose platinum?
Platinum to coat it with?
Yeah.
Because it was easy to sputter. At a certain
Platinum,
coating.
particularly easy to sputter.
Yes.
Wait, this is on what?
So what we did was we took it to NCC
That's funny.
and just did it because you have to. They have a. I mean, platinum sputtering's pretty common for.
Why is the top link for me for this
Sure, but why not
search
just
like
like
gold
gold or
VCFTP server?
copper, aluminum?
Oh, for Linux.
Yeah, no, the
Yeah.
Sigwin. I'm trying to download this stupid fucking library.
Yep.
The top link VCU.
Yeah, they host a bunch of stuff. I don't know why. I always get my CentOS syncs in there too. But no, but so.
Oh, what's the deal though? It might work for me.
Platinum sputtering is usually used because for like electron microscopy. Because it sticks well to a lot of stuff and you can get a pretty good coating and a big surface really easily.
Okay, got this DMDLL.
And it's pretty non-reactive.
When does she get shot?
Blah blah blah.
She has
and
to
it
get
works
shot.
really well for it. So we
right?
literally just took it over to the platinum sputterer thing for the electron microscope and sputtered it in like a few minutes.
Fair enough.
It's really easy to do, which is why we use
Or
that.
maybe she doesn't get shot. You know what? That's nice.
So
if this works, I switch to.
This is like my 40-minute presentation because there was a lot of discussion with it too.
Empty library net field.
So, and then another people. This is the profilometry, blah blah blah. So yeah, this is basically what I told you.
Found it, but that's in the folder.
It's really good to know, have them ask questions and actually be able to answer them because you've been looking at it all week. Yeah, we're gonna cut it with the water jet once we get it, and cutting it with other stuff. And we're probably gonna try. I'm probably gonna break off a piece of it and look at that under the SEM also to see.
Cannot find modules.
How how good the coding is and blah blah blah. See if I can find out some details about it from that.
Try using the full path with constructors.
So we've been polishing the copper pieces here with a nice polishing machine and 1 micron polishing compound, and then we have an ultrasonic polisher for even finer. So we do that, but whenever William Mary decides to send us the wafers, which they're supposed to do early this week, we haven't yet.
I tried to.
We'll polish those too. It'd be obvious to do something. So,
Cannot find module or one
this
of
was
its
my plan here.
The varieties of dependency. God damn it.
So this was kind of a preliminary plan. Basically, you put an oxide layer down as a sacrificial layer. This is way too thick. I was just kind of spitballing a number. So I don't know if I've explained this to you, but I can do it if you want. Actually go through the fabrication steps of what this is.
You can if you want.
So basically, this is all I've been talking about all day, so it'll be pretty easy. Basically, you have a silicon wafer, right?
Right.
You grow a small silicon oxide layer on top of it, which is pretty easy to do, and that gives you a layer above the silicon itself that you can then later dissolve with HF pretty easily. That's why it's called a sacrificial layer.
Sure. Yeah.
What we do is have that, so when we have all this stuff, we can dissolve that and release it from the wafer. So we grow that on there. It doesn't that's a number, but that's way too high. So we spin 25 microns of photoresist onto this to get the layer height that we need. So basically, then you use the mask maker, etch a mask into usually you have a 5-inch square basically, and you it's chrome mirror coated on one side and just glass on the other side. So you load it in, put your mask file in, and it etches a design basically into it, like your mask, whatever you want. Then you would put that in the Carl Seuss, the UV exposure thing, and that'll shoot UV through your mask expose different areas of photoresist, and you take this wafer, wash it, developer, and then that pulls off the areas, depending on how you did it, that either were or weren't exposed, and you're left with a pattern in here from that UV exposure. Basically a copy of your mask on this wafer.
Gotta find the module.
So basically, in this case, we'd have a bunch of little, like, inverted donut shapes. Like molds, basically, for a donut type thing, for a ring. That are about 50 micron diameter with about 30 micron inner diameter, so that's about...
Alright.
Whatever.
See...
Gotta find module. What?
What?
Types. Not util.
I didn't realize you were talking about the microwave tweezers.
The microneedles are similar, but they're a little bit different because we use DRIE.
Keep running.
So we mask this off and etch an area out in the same way. That's what the other etch is. And then you shoot electrons basically to erode the surface to get a hole through it. That's a little different. It's similar methods, slightly more advanced.
Right now, I'm just saying, I looked up and I was like, oh, it says microwave tweezers. I was momentarily confused.
So, okay, well, yeah, it was the same process. Sure. But so this is the pain though, because you have to get the really high photoresist. So basically, you're left with, I don't know if you can see my mouse, I guess.
Yeah, I can now.
Okay, so you're left with a wall here, basically, a straight 25 micron down, and then like a, I don't know, 20 micron wide area of just oxide, and then another 20 micron hole, or 25 micron
but I try to load the fucking library.
Down, back over, so you have like a
DLL.
An inverted mold, basically a mold for your aluminum. So then I found a patent. So you don't need this titanium barrier here. Normally if you're putting aluminum on a silicon wafer, if you have any kind of heat, you want to put down some kind of barrier, like a titanium barrier, so they don't react, because aluminum and silicon will react and bind and do a bunch of stuff you don't want them to do.
Fair enough.
If you so I was asking earlier today, if you put down the oxide barrier, you don't need the titanium, so you can ignore that bit. So basically, then we'll have in this mold. So the hard part is depositing the aluminum. There's a number of different methods of doing that. We've looked into a lot of different stuff. You can do a physical vapor deposition. You can do thermal deposition. But it's really hard to put more than about 10 microns, 15 microns of aluminum down. It's really, really hard to put more than about 2 or 3 microns of aluminum down. And once you start getting to about 10 or 15, it is possible, but it starts to delaminate. And it's very, very difficult to get done right unless you do it really, really slowly and really carefully. And even then, it doesn't bind right. It strains and then delaminates.
Dome as a password.
So what this patent that I'm referencing here is a way to do something we've been trying to figure out. This has been the hard part of what we're trying to figure out. Basically, and what they did in this is in the next slide. You can see it. To be honest, they pattern it. What they did is they put, patent expired, by the way. They put like 100 to 500 nanometer aluminum nanoparticles.
I think that's a good stopping point for stream at the very least.
Into a like suspension solution type thing, so it's about 70-30% binder.
Thanks for watching. Yada yada. Good night.